Okay, here we go again. Another boatload of new releases. Are you guys getting burned out on all the fragrances that are launching? Designers niche, they're cranking them out. Is anything really sticking? Have you bought a fragrance a year ago that's still selling? Anything really exciting in this boatload of new releases? Let me know, put a comment down. But today I'm talking about new fragrances that are going to launch, if they haven't already, coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. We're talking about new fragrance launches from designers and also niche houses. Let me know what you're excited about that's launching soon. Put a comment down below so I can find out. But let's go ahead and get started. The first fragrance is from YSL. It's Y ELIXIR. So honestly, I've never been a fan of the Y series of fragrances. So I never have reported on them. I reviewed the very first fragrance and I dropped the fragrances. I got bored and left. But Y ELIXIR sounds good. I'm always up for checking out ELIXIR concentration fragrances. And this one is created by Dominique Ropion, featuring oud, lavender, geranium, and frankincense. I know it's out, but have you gotten your nose on it? Is it great? Do you like the way it smells? Let me know. Put a comment down below so I can find out. Moving on, Electimuss London has a new fragrance created by Julien Rasquinet called Cupid's Kiss. So Julien Rasquinet, I think, has now done four fragrances for Electimuss London. I enjoyed Gladiator Oud and also Aquila Absolute. Actually, no, this is the fifth one. He's done a few others prior to that I didn't care for. This one I've got my nose on and I really enjoy, and I think it's going to be pretty popular. It's Orris, it's iris, it's powdery, but there's something about it that's strangely minerally and metallic that I quite like. So it's Orris, Suede, Pink Pepper, Bergamot, Sandalwood, Oud, Immortelle, and Labdanum. I'm really looking forward to Cupid's Kiss. Let me know if you've gotten your nose on it. I shall report on it once I get a full bottle and talk to you guys about it. So moving on to the house of Amouage, we've got Love Delight. This is from the Floral Blossoms collection, and it seems like there's only 4 in the collection now. They've discontinued a few and also changed the color of Lilac Love. I'm shocked. It doesn't even have the color of lilac anymore. The bottle is a bit reddish. What's going on, Amouage? But this one, Love Delight, sounds great. Created by Pascal Gaurin. It's vanilla, cinnamon, rum, cacao, heliotrope, jasmine, rose water, mandarin, ginger, cypriol. I do enjoy Pascal Gaurin's fragrances for not designers, but niche houses. Not necessarily enjoy the designers, but definitely enjoyed his stuff for the House of Scents of Wood, and there's a Killian he did that I enjoyed, and also a Joe Malone I think he's done. Maybe he hasn't done a Joe Malone, but there are some that I enjoy, and this one sounds great. Love Delight. If you've gotten your nose on it, do let me know. But moving on to the house of ROCHAS, it's Eau de Rocha Orange Horizon. Comes a year after the previous one that I really enjoyed in the yellow bottle. This one seems more orange because it's focusing on blood oranges. It's a citrus fragrance. It's bitter orange, blood orange, tangerine, jasmine, sambac, basil, cedar, ambrofix, white musk, and magnolia. I do enjoy these bottles. I've heard people don't like the bottles. The bottles are cute to me, and looking forward to get my nose on Eau de Rocha Orange Horizon. So those of you that don't know the House of Les Eaux Primordiales yet, please do check them out. I've done a few videos on the house, and one of my favorite fragrances from the house is Vanille Supermassive. I just reported on them last week on the channel, and there was an event here at Ministry of Scent. So if you guys are local or nearby, you can always stop into Ministry of Scent, tell them Sebastian sent you to check out the brand. But they have a new fragrance launching called Iris Palladium, co-created by Amélie Bourgeois, Arnaud Paulin, who have done all the fragrances together for this house. A big fan of this house. And this fragrance features notes of gaiac wood, mugwort, cilantro, cedar, sandalwood, amber, benzoin, vanilla, violets, iris, cardamom, lavender. So by the time this video airs, I would have gotten my nose on Iris Palladium, so I'll report back on it later. But it is launching very, very soon. I've never seen cilantro in a fragrance. Well, I have, but it doesn't come up as often as coriander does, which coriander, cilantro are the same plant. It's just the seeds when it's coriander, and of course with the herb when it's a cilantro. So moving on to the house of Houbigant, we have a fragrance called Pétale de Magnolia. So it's a magnolia-focused fragrance created by Céline Elena. Céline Elena is the daughter of Jean-Claude Elena, and both Jean-Claude Elena and also Céline Elena have done fragrances for Houbigant, and also I think their sister house of Paris Monte Carlo. But this features notes of musk, magnolia, grapefruit, peppermint, coconut blossom, nashi pear, apricots, sandalwood, tonka beans. Are you a fan of magnolia? Speaking of Les Eaux Primordiales, I did a video last week, as I was saying, and in that video there was a magnolia focused fragrance. I really do enjoy magnolias, and recently also I mentioned in that Les Eaux Primordiales video, was walking around the city. We have a lot of magnolia trees here, and there was such a fragrant bloom of them. One tree that I approached, man, it was amazing. Go catch that video to see some photos of the magnolia flowers. But next we've got a fragrance from the house of PENHALIGON'S. It's part of the Trade Routes collection, and this is focusing on a city called Al Ula. It's a city in Saudi Arabia. If you haven't been following PENHALIGON'S and their Trade Routes collection, they've got a lot of great releases, Babylon being one of my favorites from the line, and I'm curious to get my nose on Al Ula. It's black pepper, frankincense, Guatemalan cardamom, plums, saffron, tobacco, turmeric, and vanilla. Sounds really great. I enjoy some of the fragrances more than others, and I'm a big fan of PENHALIGON'S. PENHALIGON'S was one of my very first niche houses that I dug into in the 90s. Including Annick Goutal as well. So big fan of the two houses, Goutal Paris, which is what Annick Goutal is now. But I still have a special place in my heart for both of these houses, and I'll always check out their releases and see what's going on. But looking forward to Trade Routes Al Ula from the house of PENHALIGON'S. Up next, going to the house of Serge Lutens. This is La Fille Tour de Fer. So it's created by Christopher Sheldrake, who has done a lot of the fragrances for this house. Sometimes I don't see his name come up in fragrances, but this one it does say his name. Is it another rose bomb? They do have a few rose fragrances. This one features notes of Bulgarian Rose Absolute, Turkish Rose Absolute, Iris, and Pink Pepper. So a spicy, powdery rose bomb, it seems like. We'll see how it is, but I feel like Pink Pepper does have a bit of rosiness, so it's a great complement to the rose note. And then, of course, the Iris, giving us powdery effect. And sometimes Iris and rose together does create a bit of a makeup effect, so we'll see how this is. Usually, though, it involves violets too, but sometimes I've seen just iris and rose together to create that kind of a lipsticky makeup effect. But moving on to the house of Plume Impression, we've got a new fragrance from the house called Ondra d'Oro. And this was a brand that I actually featured in Scent Club Mystery Box with their fragrance Royal Bourbon. So we've got a new one now called Ondra d'Oro, created by Alexis Dadier. And this fragrance features notes of musk, patchouli, vanilla, leather, iris, amber, and labdanum. So most likely a musky leather with ambery touches, creating a powder effect. So hopefully I'll get my nose on it soon. They should be at Aix-en-Provence soon. I'll be headed over there in Milan, and I'll get my nose on as many of these fragrances as I can. I believe also this next one from the house of Boho Boko. If you haven't caught my video for Boho Boko, please go catch that video. But they have a new fragrance called Magic Mushrooms. I love this name. I can't wait to smell this fragrance. But somebody did tell me that it has a lot of, which the note is not listed here, but the person that told me what they got from this fragrance was rhubarb, and I don't see rhubarb listed. So I'm gonna have to get my own nose on it and see what the magic mushroom is all about. But it's vetiver, moss, patchouli, marine notes, blackcurrant, cloves, davana, everlasting flower, green notes, hemp, lavender, mushrooms, thyme, ylang ylang, cardamom, cypress, grapefruit. So I do enjoy the fragrances of Boho Boko. Go catch my video to find out what my favorite fragrances were. In that video, I did a video on 3 of their fragrances, which I fully reviewed, and then did first impressions of the entire collection off of samples. So you can find out more about Boho Boko. And it's another house that's selling currently here in San Francisco. So if you're local, also you can go visit Ministry of Scent, tell them Sebastian sent you, and go check out the fragrances of Boho Boko. So the house of Laboratorio Olfativo is a great, great house. I've been really enjoying a lot of their releases lately, and they do have a brand new one coming out called Amber Balm. Love the name. A fragrance created by Arturetto Landi, an Italian perfumer. And this one features notes of leather, cypriol, patchouli, cedar, sandalwood, white musk, tonka, vanilla, iris, amber, and lily of the valley. Are you guys a fan of Laboratorio Olfativo? It's another house that's carried over at Ministry of Scent, and my favorites being Vanagloria, which is the vanilla incense combo, and lately also Nectar, which is the kind of powdery oody honey fragrance. Really great fragrances, but also Tonkat is great. And I'm looking forward to Amber Bomb, and most likely I'll get to sample this during Essence as well. But moving on to the house of Parfums de Marly, we've got Perseus. So Perseus seems like a citrus fragrance, a citrus bomb featuring grapefruit, bergamot, mandarin, vetiver, dry woods, geranium, ambergris, cashmere wood, and black currant. So this fragrance kind of sort of reminds me of the idea of Tigar. I'm hoping that it's not necessarily smelling like Tigar. There's been way too many Tigar clones and inspired fragrances. But somebody also said they think this is going to be the Aventus of Parfums de Marly. Have any of you got your nose on it? Do let me know. Put a comment down below so I can find out. But we've got two fragrances from the house of Louis Vuitton. So these are in their higher priced collection of like extract oud fragrances. So they launched a fragrance called Pure Oud like 3 years ago, which was kind of an exclusive to the Middle East, but you can get it at some Louis Vuitton stores. Now they're launching two more in that collection. This is not necessarily the dark bottle collection where they're still eau de parfum. I believe these fragrances, Pure Santal and Pure Ambre, are going to be extrait de parfum. They're highly concentrated and more expensive. Both of them are created by Jacques Cavalier, who's been creating a lot of the fragrances of Louis Vuitton. In fact, recently there was a Louis Vuitton fragrances book that was launched. I'm waiting to get my hands on that book. I guess Jacques Cavalier was doing an event in Paris and he was signing books and stuff. But these two fragrances, Pure Santal basically featuring notes of sandalwood and musk, and then Pure Ambre featuring notes of ambergris and ambroxan. These can be a bit animalic. I know I got my nose on Pure Oud and it was quite animalic. I didn't buy it. It was expensive. It was oud, kind of boring. I'm bored of oud, but there's a few that come through that are really nice. I was really excited about the Pure Ambre, but it doesn't sound good. It's going to be like an overwhelming amount of ambergris. They do say ambergris and ambroxan, and remember ambroxan is supposed to be the synthetic alternative to ambergris, but to me ambergris and ambroxan don't smell alike at all. So we'll see how this smells. So most likely the sandalwood musk combo is going to be my favorite, but I'm going to have to get my nose on it to see what I think about both of these. So we've got a few more fragrances until we wrap up, and then there's a bonus section of fragrances from one brand that's launching I'm going to talk to you about. The next fragrance, L'Orchestre Parfums Mono Cashmere. Sounds quite exciting. If you guys don't know L'Orchestre Parfums, it's a music-focused brand, and they have different perfumers that they work with. This one is created by Nathalie Feistauer. It's featuring notes of aldehydes, ambrette, ambroxan, bergamot, cashmere, cedar, iris, jasmine, musk, and pear. So most likely it's going to be molecular, musky, ambery, and fresh, perhaps some woods and powdery touches as well. Definitely like the idea of mono cashmere, so I'm looking forward to it. And stay tuned very soon for a bit of a small video on the brand, L'Orchestre Parfums, to do an overview of the brand as they are now carried here in the city of San Francisco at ZGO Perfumery. If you're excited about the brand and want to get your nose on these fragrances, go to ZGO Perfumery. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today is from the house of Armani. Once again, we've got a Middle East exclusive version of a Stronger With You fragrance, and this time we're focusing on tobacco. Started out with leather, then oud, then amber. Now we've got tobacco. Want to get my nose on it. I wasn't really impressed with the last one, the amber, and my favorite has become the leather out of all of them. But tobacco is a favorite note, so we'll see how this one is. It's featuring notes of tobacco, sage, elemi, chili pepper, guaiac wood, cardamom, chestnuts, benzoin, bourbon vanilla, cinnamon leaf, amber, black and pink pepper. Does this one sound exciting to you? Do any of these fragrances sound exciting to you? Is there too many fragrances? Are there too many fragrances launching lately? Or are there not enough? Let me know. And also, like I said, do let me know which fragrances as of late have been great to you that you've picked up that just launched. I'd like to find out. And which one sounds the best to you? Put a comment down below so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. And last but not least, we've got 4 fragrances launching from the house of Donna Karan. I haven't spoken about Donna Karan in ages. So Donna Karan, along with Michael Kors, Xenia, Tommy Hilfiger, forgot the name for a second. All four of those brands used to be under Estee Lauder. They got canned in 2021 or 2020, somewhere around there. And so now Donna Karan went to Interparfums, which sells Van Cleef & Arpels, Montclair, I believe Mont Blanc, and several other brands. So they're launching 4 fragrances called the Cashmere Collection. So she's known for this cashmere fragrance, which I need to get my nose on. In fact, I've already ordered them. There's a few versions, an eau de toilette and an eau de parfum. But I'm curious to check out these fragrances from the Cashmere Collection. So they're making like a high-end luxury collection of 4 fragrances for Donna Karan, focusing on the cashmere theme because she's known for that fragrance, which is still in the market today for the ladies. So first of which is Cashmere and Tiare Flower. It's Cashmere Wood, Vetiver, Tiare Flower, Bergamot, and Lemons. Tiare Flower, tropical, so this one's going into the tropical direction. Still having that Cashmere Wood, which the cashmere fragrance that Donna Karan's known for is here. So they're basically capitalizing on the cashmere wood note and coming up with kind of like remixes or flankers of that collection or those fragrances in more of a luxury high end. So they're gonna probably price these at over $200 a bottle. So 3 more. We've got Cashmere and Tunisian Neroli, which focuses on cedar, neroli, and bergamot, but I don't see the cashmere note there. It's either left off or just missing, but always like a fragrance featuring neroli, so we'll see how this one is. Then we've got Cashmere and Palo Santo. This is a very trendy woody note lately. And we've got Cashmere Wood, Palo Santo, Labdanum, Peaches, and Vanilla. I get my nose on this one. I kind of enjoy Cashmere Wood. There's a very soft, musky, powdery musk thing happening with Cashmere Wood, especially the fragrance of the original fragrance of Donna Karan, the Cashmere. I think it's called Cashmere Mist, forgetting the name there for a sec. I think that is definitely kind of a powdery, fluffy, airy, musky, maybe slightly sweet kind of a fragrance with that cashmere wood. So I'm curious to get my nose on Cashmere and Palo Santo. And the last fragrance in the 4 fragrances, the new Cashmere collection from Donna Karan, is Cashmere and Wild Fig. So yeah, Wild Fig, or figs in general, is a really great note. So it's earthy notes, mineral notes, musk, bamboo, figs, cedar, black pepper, bergamot, freesia, and rose. And once again, they've left off the cashmere wood note in this fragrance as well. So they've got the cashmere wood note in 2 fragrances, and they don't have it in the other 2. So do they feature the cashmere wood note, or do they not? We shall see. But who's excited for this collection? Let me know. Put a comment down below. I don't have names of perfumers for these. I couldn't find them. But Donna Karan has been kind of below the radar lately, and there aren't any men's fragrances from this house. Remember Fuel for the Men? That really cool bottle? I wish I had a bottle of that fragrance. I died to get a bottle of one of those fragrances. But she hasn't launched any men's fragrances as of late. And as I said, only the Cashmere Mist collection maybe is out there still. But now we've got 4 new ones. And most likely these are going to be unisex, even though Cashmere Mist collection is feminine targeted. I have a feeling these will be unisex targeted. But let me know if you're excited for these fragrances. Put a comment down below. And if you used to wear Donna Karan fragrances, which fragrances did you wear? I'd like to find out. It's been a while. Like I said, I've spoken about Donna Karan in general. She's been kind of below the radar lately. And now I guess since the move over from Estee Lauder to Interparfums, they're trying to do something to, create excitement and launch some fragrances. But we'll see how that goes. But going back to that Estee Lauder deal where they got rid of not only Donna Karan, they got rid of Michael Kors, they did Tommy Hilfiger and Xenia. They dropped those brands. And I don't know where Tommy Hilfiger went, but I know Michael Kors went with Eurotalia, the distributor that also distributes Moschino and Versace, and I believe Xenia went to Interparfums as well. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I guess at that time Estee Lauder was getting ready to buy Tom Ford, full out buy Tom Ford, because previous they only controlled the beauty side of Tom Ford. Now they completely control Tom Ford, fashion and everything. So most likely they needed to get rid of some brands to have money to Maybe not. Yeah, they sold. Maybe they sold these brands. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I know they got rid of him to get ready to take on the big full Tom Ford, you know, brand, everything. And also I should say before I wrap up, Estee Lauder is soon going to be launching all the beauty and most likely fragrances for the luxury designer of Balmain. So soon we'll see some fragrances launching. I think there's already 3 hair perfumes created by Cécile Zerokian, but most likely they're going to come out with, you know, body perfumes and all kinds of beauty. I think that's happening next year in 2025. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. See you guys later. Bye.